Hello, students. Today we are going to talk about some next few lines from Frost at Midnight. Dear babe, that sleepest cradled by my side, whose gentle breathings heard in this deep calm, fill up the interspersed vacancies and momentary pauses of the thought. My babe so beautiful, it thrills my heart with tender gladness, thus to look at thee and think that thou shalt learn far other lore, and in far other scenes. For I was reared in the great city pent mid cloisters dim, and saw not lovely but the sky and stars. But thou, my babe, shalt wander like a breeze by lakes and sandy shores, beneath the crags of ancient mountain and beneath the clouds which image in their bulk both lakes and shores and mountain crags. So shalt thou see and hear the lovely shapes and sounds intelligible of that eternal language which thy God utters, who from eternity doth teach himself in all, and all things in himself. Great universal teacher, he shall mold thy spirit, and by giving make it ask. So in these lines, the poet talks to his baby, he addresses his baby. The baby is of course asleep, he is not waking. But the poet talks to him and talks about his baby. He says that his baby will see newer and newer things in his life. He would travel to different countries and different places to which he hasn't gone or which he hasn't been. The poet here blesses his baby, that his baby be blessed by God. He says that, my dear son, sleeping in the cradle by my side, in this deep silence I can clearly hear the sound of your gentle breathing. The poet says that I can hear your breathing, which fills up the short intervals between the various thoughts and throng my mind. The poet is continuing his reflective mood, his meditative mood. He says that you are a lovely little child. Of course, all children are very cute and they are very sweet, and looking at you fills my heart with a tender joy. The poet says that whenever I look at you, I am thrilled with joy. And I have decided that you will receive an entirely different education from the one I got, and you will be brought up in a different circumstances. Coleridge was very much dejected in his life by his failures. So here he wants his child should not go through those failures. The poet wants to save his son from those failures. So the poet says that I have planned a different life for you. I was brought up in the great city of London. The poet says that I was brought up there. When Coleridge was very young, his father expired. And as an orphan child, as a charity child, he was admitted to Christ Hospital. It was an institution where he was raised and where he got his education. He says that I was confined to congested houses and buildings. I could see nothing beautiful except the sky and the stars. The poet says that I led my life in city. I spent my childhood there. And I was brought up there. I spent my youth there. And I was away from natural sceneries and natural beauty of mountains, of lakes, of sea and woods. I did not have the chance to look at stars. I was raised in congested buildings. But I won't let it happen with you, my child. But you, my little son, will enjoy the freedom of the wind to roam about along the lakes and the sandy seashores. You will freely roam in nature, under the rocks of ancient mountains and beneath the clouds, which in their immensity reflect the vast lakes, oceans, and mountains. You will hear the lovely shapes and hear the sweet sounds of the everlasting language of God, who has been manifest in all objects of nature, from whom all these objects derive their existence. Nature is a great teacher of mankind. The poet says that by nature it is meant here greenery and natural objects like fields, mountains, clouds, rivers, lakes, woods, jungle, trees. So the poet says that nature is a great teacher of mankind. It teaches us. Nature will mold your personality in the right manner. The poet says that nature will mold you, my son. You will be so influenced by nature that you will seek her company all the more. Here, Coleridge shares the thoughts of William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth, his contemporary and his friend, he was also a great poet and a great preacher of nature. He also took nature as his teacher, and he said that Wordsworth said that let nature be my teacher. So here Coleridge shares the thoughts of Wordsworth, that nature is a great teacher and nature molds our personality. By spending time in nature, by living in the lap of nature, our sensibility develops, our emotions develop in the right manner. So this is what is said by poet, what is meant by poet in these lines, and the next few lines will be discussed in another video. Thank you for listening.